You see his name. He watched your story again. All of it. Viewed your story. First to view it. Every single time. But your phone? Silent. Didn't reply to your last message. Didn't call. Didn't check in. But he watched. Every single one. And you're sitting there wondering, what does this mean? Why does he keep watching but not saying a word? Today, I'm going to break down the real, unspoken reasons he's still orbiting your world, but keeping his distance. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the psychology behind his silence, and more importantly, why it's no longer your job to decode it. Stay with me. This is going to get real. Let's get into the video. First, let's get this straight. Watching someone's story is not accidental. It's not random. It's a decision, subtle but intentional. And for some men, it's their new way of staying close. From a distance. This isn't communication. It's not connection. It's observation without responsibility. He wants to see you, but he doesn't want you to see him seeing you. This is called orbiting. Watching your stories is his way of saying, I'm still thinking about you. I wonder if you miss me. I don't want to reach out, but I don't want to lose you either. It's emotional cowardice. He doesn't have the strength to reconnect, but he's too weak to let go. So he lingers in the shadows of your digital world, watching, but never engaging. It's not a compliment. It's not a sign to wait. It's a reflection of his own unresolved mess. Not texting, not calling, but always watching. Why? Because it gives him the illusion of closeness without the burden of accountability. He doesn't have to risk vulnerability, doesn't have to explain his feelings. But by watching your stories, he can still keep tabs on your life. See if you've moved on, see if you're glowing, see if you're hurting. It's emotional surveillance. It's about control without commitment. But here's the worst part. Sometimes, he's watching because he wants you to notice. Yes, he wants you to wonder. He wants you to feel confused. Because, in that confusion, he still has power. He gets to feel like he still knows you. He gets to check if you've moved on. And he gets to feed his ego, without ever having to lift a finger. Let's be brutally honest here. Men often won't admit this out loud, but many of them need to know you still care. Even if they don't plan to return. Even if they've moved on. Even if they're with someone else. Your stories are his mirror. If you're glowing, he wonders if you're doing it for him. If you're silent, he wonders if he's being ignored. If you're happy, it haunts him. That's the ego at work. Not love. Not longing. Just insecurity masked as interest. He is breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing is when someone gives you just enough to stay hopeful, but not enough to feel love. And watching your story? It's the laziest breadcrumb of all. Why? Because he's signaling interest without taking any emotional risk. He doesn't have to face rejection. Doesn't have to explain why he disappeared. He just taps, watches, ghosts, repeat. But here's the cruel part. He knows it keeps you guessing. He knows it reopens old wounds. He knows it keeps the door cracked open, just in case he ever wants to walk back in. And you? You keep hoping he'll say something, but he never does. Your silence says more than you think. And deep down, he knows it. When you stop reacting, he starts overthinking. He's watching your story, trying to find clues. Who's that friend in the background? Why are you smiling so wide? Is that a date? A vacation? A new chapter? He's still following the script of your life, but he's no longer on the cast list. That's why he watches. Because even though he left, he never actually let you go. Not emotionally, not psychologically, and yet, he can't bring himself to say it. Because texting you means risking rejection, means confronting what he lost, means acknowledging you moved on first. Here's the truth. If a man wants to speak to you, he will. No one is too busy. No one is too shy. No one forgets how to text. He's not texting because it's easier for him to be a shadow than to face the version of you who no longer waits by the phone. Let's talk about ego. Most men aren't manipulative. They're just confused, emotionally immature, unaware of the damage they cause. They watch your stories because they miss you, but they don't reach out because they don't know what they want. They're unsure, indecisive, emotionally unavailable. But here's the dangerous part. You start thinking his confusion means you should wait. That if he figures things out, he'll come back. That his story views means something more. But confused men hurt people, not because they're evil, but because they're inconsistent. And consistency is what real love needs. It's not that he doesn't know what he's doing. It's that he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's hoping you don't. You deserve someone who shows up in real life, not just in the viewer list. Someone who calls, texts, shows effort, respects your time. Someone who doesn't just consume your life like it's content, but contributes to it. If he can watch every story, he can send one message. But he doesn't, because deep down, he's afraid you've become too powerful without him. You've become what he thought you'd never be, happy without his validation. Here's where your power begins. I know it's painful, the confusion, the silence, the mixed signals, but let this be your clarity. If he was meant to be in your life, he wouldn't just be watching it. He'd be fighting for a place in it. His silence isn't your fault. It's a reflection of his fears, his insecurities, his inability to rise to the level of the woman you've become. You're not too much. You're not forgettable. You're not overreacting. You're just finally seeing the truth. You deserve presence, not passiveness. He keeps watching because he's stuck. But you're evolving, growing, moving forward. Let him watch. Let him see what he lost. But don't you dare shrink to make him comfortable. This is your story now. Let the ones who only know how to watch, because the right one won't just watch. He'll walk beside you. If this message found you at the right time, hit that like button. Share this with the woman who needs to hear it. And remember, you were never meant to be a background character in your own life. You're the main event. Always have been. I will see you in the next video.